Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Airships Conquer the Skies. Today's beverages: a nice honey and lemon tea. In the previous video of Airships, we started up a conquest campaign with the objective of trying to use as many of the older designs and indeed some of the sort of prototypey ones that we've made in sort of standalone videos of Airships, and we managed to do that quite successfully, I think. We have the Oxfords, which were used in anger towards the end of that one, where we managed to take over a lot of these areas here, which I need to check out and see what sort of damage they have. Yeah, let's actually start repairing some of these. And we also use the Denver, which was a little bit cheating, I guess, because it is quite an old design. However, we will use that to establish our borders. We also took over the insecticide and started off with the antediluvian, so that's pretty good. We're trying to save up a little bit of money for the winter. If we go to the land ship here, so build land ship, and go down to the bottom, we've got the winter version 2, which is 2,400, so that's actually not too much of a problem. So we'll just wait a little bit to get that money. You can see that the conquest map is changing quite a bit as a lot of things get assaulted, but there you are. We're going to check over here and we can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, and do we need more Oxfords? Probably. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the antediluvian and I'm going to invade up the top here. So this is with the Oxfords as well as the Denver. So the Denver we'll use to pretty much charge and take over one thing. However, in Pinsey here we have, I think it's three structures we need to take over. What I'm going to do is capture the back one. The rest of these will be able to hopefully take out the other one. So let's just move them back like so. It is night time and snowing, so snow, it says night. Oh, sorry, yeah, night. Darkness reduces the accuracy of all weapons, and snow fires occasionally go out on their own, which is pretty good. Anyway, start the fight, and I'm not going to put them on anything other than just normal fire. I think that is fine. I'm going to move down straight to this one here, and they'll move in a diagonal path. We don't have to worry about any flak because they haven't got any, so that's fine. So we're rushing down like so, and you can see all of the boarding is now away, so that's fine. I'm going to then initiate a retreat back to the left hand side here because there's no point in having the back guns shooting us too. We can also see that a lot of our shots are missing, so I'm going to just slowly go a little bit further forward there, and then this one we will probably bring down the bottom and probably even ground it, but we'll see. I'm just going to select these and tell them to go for an aim fire on the front one there. Boarding is still underway on the back, and there's a massive explosion in the central part of this tower. In fact, the tower is now a couple of stories shorter, which is always useful for us. We're actually carving most of the back weapons off, which is a bit of a shame. Boarding still underway here, but we haven't taken over, and I don't know if we can. Actually, I think there's the boarding there. There's the guys there. They're just waiting to take it over, and hopefully we'll then capture it. Looks like there's been a lot more damage inflicted on this thing, and also fire has been caused as well, and lots of secondary explosions, but we are still getting shot. And oh, it looks like they have stopped shooting at that target. We can see that the Denver has taken substantial damage. I will tell that to ground itself there because there's no point in it just falling out the sky and breaking everything. We are still not... Oh, they're actually targeting the back one there. No thank you, I want the borders to sort that out. You see the borders are still there, but they are stuck, sadly, by the look of it, which is a very big shame, so we might have to just completely destroy all of these, but we'll see how we get on. At least damage is being put out, so that's the main cause of concern, really, especially when they're missing like that. That's not too good at all. And yeah, that's hitting there. I will actually target the one at the back just to see if we can get some of these unstuck. We can actually see inside that one. Oh, it sounds like there's an explosion there, and yeah, this thing has actually been taken out. I noticed that these weapons are also not shooting. They're probably out of ammo, or rather they can't get access to the ammo. So there's the damage going out. Still doesn't say it's under our control, because it isn't, obviously. It's a bit weird design. You can see the water tower's actually at the top, and that sounds bad. I heard a noise there, and oh, it's the Denver. The Denver is being destroyed. It has actually been destroyed. Defeated. No engine, no suspendium, no nothing. But it's done the job, which is to get the borders in. Although, to be fair, they've not actually captured it. But I'm noticing that the rate of fire on these is quite low because you can see they're having to go and get their own ammo. There's no one to go and get that for them, which is interesting. They've lost the water tower, so putting a fire on here would be quite good, although they don't have access to that water anyway because we've just literally cut it off. And you can see that damage is still going. There's going to be an explosion on the rear cannon there. And they're still firing at the front. And there's the top just being carved up completely. So this has still got a cannon on the 4. There's the top on there, and there's an explosion. That should be the ammo gone. They've got no ammo. Okay, so it's back to the central one. So this should be a win. But at what cost? Well, we know at Denver at least, and probably some damage on the Oxfords. But this is another big city, so it's been worth it. Yep, a couple more bits of damage there. They don't have access to the water again. And that should be close to that done. Yeah, we're technically still having to like fight these because they're not defeated yet. Although there's the water gone. Oh, that's not all the splashes of water when it was destroyed. That's quite nice. The damage that causes and there we go. There's a victory. So Denver is technically no ammo. Gentle takeover. I cannot believe that Denver is still there. I wouldn't have thought that. I wouldn't have thought we'd still have access to it. We can't repair it, and we have no suspendium, so it can't move. So we'll have to wait until we get that and then move over. So research complete, the safer cannons. So cannons no longer explode, which is always a useful thing. I guess we can select the other one, but we're not gonna do that yet. Sailor maintenance cost reduction, troop maintenance cost reduction, rocket accuracy. I'll fire 4 small rockets for 100 damage. I'm really tempted for that because that sounds really cool, and it's actually it's a different thing rather than just a statistical bonus. Extra ammo storage, oh, minus 75% ammo storage flammability. I think that one, yes. Try and get as many safety measures in place as we can. So we now have enough to build land ship. And we'll go with the Winter version 2. The difference is minimal. The Winter version 1 is, as you can see, a little bit taller. And it also has an additional flat cannon. But this one is just a little bit better designed. And then we'll start building the Winter version 2. Which is, oh dear, no. So a Shell Walker has appeared. A monstrous shell walker, a construct of bone and metal, has appeared in this area. It spends most of its time dormant, but rapidly destroys any approaching landship or airship. That thing, I don't like. I'll go one further. I hate it. The problem is that I don't think we'll be able to defeat it. And I know this because it was designed as part of a little, as a Halloween thing, with myself talking to the developer. And came up with that idea, monstrous creature. And there was a couple of videos that we did trying to defeat it. And I think the only way we did it was ramming. Okay, so we have a very aggressive blue and white, looks to be like a coyote or something, coming to Darkfell Bane. So I'm going to move with the... Actually, I'm going to intercept them. I'm going to intercept these guys. Actually, do I want to do that? And I'll just move there. Go to Darkfell Bane. And yeah, they're turning back round. Okay. We'll intercept then. Can I intercept them? Can I invade them? I probably could. I don't want to. I want them to go away. I don't want to be having to deal with them. But I have a feeling that I'm going to have to, because they've got no pressure to their south, or to their west, actually. Right. Well, I'll just keep it going. I'm going to put it to max speed, actually, just to get money. And have this winter built. Gentle takeover up there. You can see lots of movement around here. That large shipyard is now finished. We're going to go to build land ship. And you get it. Winter version 2. We want a couple of them. They actually are quite useful on their own. But version 2's together, a couple of them will be quite useful. You can see all manner of attacks around here. And that guy's just lost his fleet. Okay. We'll repair the Denver. And quite frankly, while we can, we're going to invade. But we're invading with the Denver. Because I don't want to be dealing with rebuilding. So, charging down to the right. Initiating boarding. No flak, only a couple of cannons to deal with. There's the boarding. I'm also then going to move back. over here. Because they have a cannon on the back. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move there. They have got rifles that are able to shoot me, so actually what I'll do is flip to there. And I should be out of cannon arc. But I'm not out of arc for the rifle. And that's a fire. Right on the 4. Actually where the weapon is. Ah, so the weapon's now finished. So there's no reason to keep that anywhere close. Just go up, and there's the capture. I was just trying to avoid the damage, you see. So we've taken the Shining Tower. Not bad. And we'll say victory. Gentle takeover. And we'll keep going. This guy doesn't have any city. I don't know if you noticed that. There's no city here. So this is just a straight takeover as best we can. Start the fight. Move straight to there. We will initiate boarding. Like that. Straight away. Get the boarding on. And they're jumping on. See our cannon is taking shots. And then we'll go up. Get out the way. You don't need to take the damage. It's all about the boarding. So there's the troops. Now last time they got stuck there. I'm just hoping that doesn't happen again. That is the bridge. You see the rifles are actually firing up. Because they have a very big arc of fire. And yeah, they're there again. We should have a win. Put the max speed. It shouldn't take too long. Oh dear. The rifles taking out the coal and the front. And a defeat. Wow. We've lost the Denver and we're defeated. I didn't expect that. Incoming fleet from down the bottom here. You can see it is an unknown opponent. I'm going to move the winter down there. They'll probably turn around as soon as this thing arrives. No, they haven't. Yes, they have. Yeah, they weren't too confident after we moved that down there. Okay, that's a bit of a problem. Let's go to build ship. Build a Denver. Going to build 2 of them because we've lost those. So we want to sort that out. Antediluvian. I'm going to move over to the top, like so, because it's quite slow. So we need to put it close to where we're probably going to use it in anger. Got the 3 Oxfords remaining. I will start attacking here. I didn't want to attack like this, but we have to do it. I'll move the other winter down the bottom. It's not a terribly slow vehicle, but it's not the fastest either. Speed is not something that we focused on. I'm going to go to... Oh, that's actually rapid fire. It's like opposite of what I wanted to achieve. Let's go to aimed fire. Obviously, 1 target here. Long range fire. Felt the rays just hitting the front there. Seems to be a lot of fighting in the snow and at night. I don't know why that is, but there you are. And they've just given up, surrender. I expected that. Gentle takeover. And this is their main city. If I take this main city, they've actually got 2, but they haven't got any provinces, so they're not probably making much money. Wow. So there's 3 things. So they've made a structure from every empire they've at least seen a design for when they've attacked and taken it over. So that's a lot of these deck guns, cannons and cannons. I don't know if we can face that with what we've got. I'm going to flee just to make sure. There's no point in fighting it. We might as well just continue to take out all of these guys and start the fight. So hopefully these will give up, but we'll see what happens. Every one of these we take, we are gaining more money, but the problem is we're also then increasing the size of our empire and a bit more territory to defend. Fog. Units inside the fog bank are harder to hit. Well, that's fairly understandable. Lots of damage out there. They have got, by the look of it, 2 grades of defense. They have, so it's stone wall, but looks to be 2 levels. So they've put all of the things that require a lot of defense, so around the cannons and the weapons, and probably the ammo store, I'm guessing, around here. They've put the biggest stones. Looks like we are managing to hit right in the centre. We can actually see the bridge there as well. Or what? I guess it wouldn't be a bridge, it'd be command centre for this thing. And there's a fire, and there's an explosion. So one of the cannons is gone. Big hole where it used to be now. 2 rifles and 1 cannon still there. Wow, what a pathetic shot that was. All of them missed. That tree's been carved, that tree's been carved, the top's been cut off there. And one of them made a noise and I didn't even see where the shot was, so it was that inaccurate. Oh, a nice little braking shot across this rifle and that cannon there. Yeah, now and again you hear that noise, but I'm not seeing any shot coming in. There we go. I'll speed up to max speed because I think this is a win, but it's just how long. Yeah, there we go. So it's been taken apart. Gentle takeover. Now, I'm tempted to hold tight. This guy doesn't have any city, so I'm not too bothered about that. What I am bothered about is invading down the bottom here. So, I'm invading with the Winters, 2 of them, in Brothrow there. On the left-hand side, you can see this guy is scrapping with each other, and that's something I need to keep an eye on, because if that goes wrong, if that goes south, or if this guy, if one of them gets dominance, that could be a problem. Anyway, we have got 1 defence to deal with. It has, looks to be 2 of these turrets, followed by a cannon and some flak. We, on the other hand, have something similar. We've got the same cannons, so we've got the turret things there, followed by these huge ones at the top, which actually have decent arc of fire. I don't know if you saw that, they actually can fire down. I am going to get a bit closer, because we simply have more firepower. So, slowly going forward there. These are very good at what they do, which is blowing the hell out of things. Taking a bit of damage on the front, just by pushing the trees. I'm going to put onto a rapid fire. Oh, they have a Gatling gun, don't they? So maybe we will put a bit of distance between us. In fact, I should have put some more distance between the front and the back one, because it's just rammed into each other and taken some damage. So I'm backing up so that can't fire. And there we go. That's about right. I'll put that on the level. So, that's now fine. I'm also going to put onto aimed fire, so switch it up completely, because we just not seem to be hitting the shots we need to. They have taken some damage. A bit more damage out there as well. Strangely, the things that I want to take out, which is these turrets, have not been destroyed. A bit of damage on this front one. But we've taken out the 2 flak cannons, which we can't do it well. They are completely useless. Technically, they could shoot us if we try to drive over the top, but that's not going to happen. Go to outside view. You see damage is fine. We've taken a bit of damage. We're not taking much. These are quite well armoured. And armed, in fact. It was an interesting time making those. We set out with the original intention of making a completely sensible, bog-standard assault tank. Thing that could get into a fight and pretty much face anything they could reasonably expect to face within, you know, limits of sanity. So it has a couple of turrets on there, good elevation on the guns, same thing for this turret, very good elevation. Depression on them is good enough to fight any ground things, because they're not a very tall vessel, and we have the flak on the back, which allows us to take out any airships that may be going over the top. Weaknesses, there are some. It's not terribly slow, but it's not the fastest thing ever. Not that it needs to be. It's moderately expensive, but you know, 2,500 isn't really that expensive. High-level bombing, or anything high-level, it will not be able to face very well. And also boarding, because boarding is the ultimate sort of leveler. Unless you're specifically set up to repel borders, you're not going to have a good time about it. Anyway, they've taken a substantial amount of damage. It looks to be... There we go, that's the shot I was waiting for. They've lost both the turrets on the left and right. The Gatling gun on the left has been taken out. The right one isn't in arc. And that's floating mid-air, which is strange. And there's going to be an explosion. There you are. So it's technically still in the fight because it has that. I mean, it'll never defeat us. Let's move up to here. And that should do it. That's strange. Don't know if that's coming across on the video, but the noise is going from one side to the other. Victory. Anyway, job done. Gentle takeover. So not bad. A little bit of damage on the back. I'll move that back there and get that repaired. The problem with these things is that they are not really something you can... Well, I say not really. They are definitely not something you can use to react against people. I'm going to move that. I'm going to swap them around. That's now in position. Repair that. It won't take long at all. So we've secured that border. Up the top here, we've still got that to take. But I want to take Al-Vuth here, because that'll be a nice forward point for us. I'm going to move the antediluvian further forward. The problem with doing this is I'm leaving a lot of the... Well, leaving the white dragons, the shell walker, and the clockwork wasps. I don't intend to do much about them at this stage. You can see Beverage is being assaulted. Yeah, that guy's getting a fairly big setup, but they've also moved quite a bit. This one is the main one. The sort of cream archway fellow. 1, 2, 3 major cities. Down the south, 1, 2, 3 major cities as well, but not as much territory. Okay. 3,600. Let's go over to build a landship. And we've built the winter. Let's go from the top. The Achnacary. We could get one of those, couldn't we? It's all about boarding. Adjuster. The Atlanta. I don't think a catastrophe is the way forward. I think we'll build an Achnacary. I'm going to build one. Take a while to build because it's a fairly big unit. But nothing wrong with a bit of heavy planned. Okay, so Beverage is currently... They've got someone sitting there. I'm going to have a quick look with a spy. Send spy. And they've just ran off. Okay, doesn't matter. I'll have a quick look in a moment. And, Alvuth. You can see they've actually built a fleet. I am surrounding them, so they're probably going to try and take some stuff back. We'll have to see. Looks like they're trying to re-establish their position. There's one in the centre here. There's a bee and a whale. They're holding out in the centre, but it looks like this guy's western flank is being rapidly destroyed. And this guy's going to be the one to face. So I've got a spy active. I'll view the city. They have got... We've seen that before. One of the first things that we fought. 3 Gatling guns, but we did laser it to death. And then these ones here. We could try and pay to destroy it. 30-odd% chance. I'm going to try it. Your agent's plot against Watchful right about fails. That's a shame. Okay. So they'll be on higher alert now. And that cost a bit of money. It's not too much of a problem. But we'll see. Going to view this city and we can see that... Oh! So for this guy here, right in front of us, Beverage, there's not too much there. In fact, the only thing that's there is a... God, there's another shell walker there. The only thing that's there is an airbase. And we have flak on the back of these. So what I'm doing, I'm being a bit cheeky. I'm moving them forward to this position. And then I'm going to move them to Beverage. This guy's attacking Onderon there. And I'm going to see what happens. Regardless of what happens, I am going to attack as soon as he's finished it. There he goes. So he has managed to assault that and take it over. But hopefully he's taking some damage. So we're going to be versing whatever he's got in his fleet. And I'm guessing it's not a small fleet. No, it's not a small fleet. So 2 ships here, followed by that. Either way, not something I think 2 winters can realistically face. But we're gonna try. We're gonna try. So I'm putting them on aimed fire. This one has stopped where it is. That one's coming low. So it looks like this one's charging forward there. Not too sure what it's armed with. Looks like we've got rifle on the top. Oh, that's a heavy cannon. Target fire that one. Get our shots out. Going to go for rapid fire. And I think I'm going to get closer. Planes are in. You can see they are trying to attack us. In fact, they are successfully managing to do that. However, some of them are flying over the flak. And this is an interesting decision of him. He's flying right over the top with the flak. So I'm going to say go there. So not only have they been shot by the flak, I'm able to turn around and to get them shots out. Looks like the deck gun has been destroyed, and we've just seen... Oh, ramming and boarding! We are being boarded. Now, this is the thing I said that this has a weakness in. That's a problem. We're going to have to go forward and try and get out of the way, but they are using the grappling ones to board our vessel. And that's something we can't really face off against, and this is a problem. I can't go back because this guy is here, probably with some more boarders, and I can't go forward because there's no space. I will tell this guy to move forward and flip round, but I have a feeling... Oh yes, he's actually already on the roof. So that's a problem. I will tell it to flip around, and the same thing for this guy. We are still getting boarded, but luckily, you can see there, They weren't able to get in. They weren't able to get in. They haven't caused a hole on this to destroy it. Well, that's something I didn't expect. I've flipped round. You can see I've lost the turret on the top here. The two small ones are still there though. Both of these are... Oh, that's a problem. This is going to continue to fall out the sky and destroy these. In fact, this has now lost all of its weapons. So that's a bit of a problem. I can't really do much. I'm going to say go back up because this guy's got Gatling and I'd rather put a bit of distance between us. If I could swap these two, then this would be quite useful. Because I've able to use this as a ramming thing. Lost the main gun on this one and... Okay, we suddenly had the power to lift. Oh, there's something stuck in there, that's why. Right, okay, fair enough. So, I could fly underneath and use the flak. But I think we have the advantage where we are now. I don't know if this is a winnable one, actually. I really don't. I'm going to put him back to there. I'm not going to put him to reserve just yet. Because... Oh, are they borders? They're borders. Okay, we're going to flee. We're going to flee that. We have surrendered. And we're going to move back to there. View the city. You can see that. This one is factory fresh, which is what we expect. Oh, no, a bit of damage out, actually, by the look of it. This one, still there. However, we have taken that other vessel off, so not too bad. Anyway, I think we will leave it there. That is our safer ammo storage complete, so we will have to select some more research. So next episode we'll do that. We'll select some research and figure out just what we want to do. We need to repair the winters and we need to probably take out this area and keep working up north. However, starting to get some resistance around here now. We have got enough money to hopefully get some more stuff built. Still close to building the Acna there. About 3/4 complete. So we'll see next episode what we can do. As always, if you have enjoyed the video and the series thus far, comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care and generic partings.